So we'll go ahead and get started. So hello everyone, thank you for joining Mackenzie's end of year presentation. She's going to do an overview of her freshman year. Sorry. She's going to do an overview of her freshman year. We do ask that you allow the staff in the room, to offer any questions or any commentary on behalf of Mackenzie, and then we'll open it up the floor for you all to ask the same of her. So Mackenzie, the floor is yours.
So all of you know me, I'm pretty sure. I'm Mackenzie Vargas. I'm a freshman in mechanical engineering, and this is my end of year presentation for the year 2024 to 2025. To start off, we're going to go through some activities that I did pertaining to the 3 pillars of Top Scholar, which are knowledge, leadership / professional development, and then service. And then I'll go into some like miscellaneous fun things that I did. And then I'll segue to finish off with the current and future goals I have for the upcoming year, and then questions, of course, I need. So to start off with knowledge, I think this was very fitting. I was a part of, for fall to spring semester, I was a part of the Filipino Student Association's collegiate level dance team. And this consisted of about 50 to 60 hours of training per week towards the end of the fall semester, beginning towards the middle of spring semester. So right about spring break was when we competed. We had a state level competition against 13 other big schools in Texas like UT, UTD, and we placed 4th overall, which I thought that was pretty good given we had a few disadvantages. We were really short on resources, on funding, and also we had a really small team, and we were like the big names, our biggest competitors like and UT, they had minimum 70 to 80 dancers. So I think we did a relatively great job and very proud of what we put on the floor. Some things that I learned, I think the biggest thing that I took away for sure was resilience. It was hard being a full-time student and then having my other responsibilities, my extracurriculars, and then at the end of the day, having 10 hours of practice at night. You know, that was definitely difficult, but it taught me a lot about dedication, a lot about pushing through for the things that I'm passionate about, and dance is one of my greatest passions, and I wouldn't give up that experience for anything. Going on to dedication, my teammates were extremely dedicated, and I think being surrounded by a community who had like a very similar mindset and was willing to work hard kind of pushed me to work myself even harder. So a great thing that I took away from that. And then thirdly, I would say I learned a lot about team bonding. I was already kind of like a team player, but I think I do struggle in terms of like opening up and relying on others. I kind of like to deal with my things on my own. But you know, once it gets to like the 5th or 6th hour of practice, we're all super tired, we're exhausted, and I think we kind of learn to rely on each other and to depend on each other for support and encouragement. So that was really something that I took away from Modern as well. And then lastly, I would say I did gain a little bit of unofficial leadership. I wasn't in an official role. However, I think a lot of my teammates looked up to me in terms of communicating the team's desires and like the team's opinions to the board. So we would have a lot of sit-down talks, and I'd be like, hey, this is how everyone's feeling. We're frustrated, we're upset. Can we do something to fix this? And I would be kind of that main source of communication. Secondly, I did do like small leadership things in the beginning of fall semester. We had a little choreography project. I led my team's choreography project, planned practice times, etc. And overall, I think I tried my best to be a source of encouragement, especially in the stressful times. You know, Fernando inspired me. There was one time, we were on like our 5-minute break, and I sat everyone down in like a big circle, and I was like, okay, Rose and Thorn from everyone's read, because I felt everyone was feeling a little discouraged, so it was a little hard. So I don't know, we did that, and I think we ended up doing that like 3 or 4 more times before we competed. So I think it was a really good, not only like leadership opportunity for me, but also in terms of bonding and like connecting with my teammates as well. So here's some pictures. So at Goodfill, which is our dance competition, it's a 5-day event, and where our school, UTSA, is competing against all the other schools in other sports as well. So this is me and my dance team at our basketball game, which we won. We did really good in. And then this is me and Marcel, which is the director of Modern, but he was also my dance partner for one of the pieces. This is us after we performed. Oh my gosh, so tired after. And then this is us before we performed, and then us right after. That was our team pictures. But yes, I love my team so much. And even if I don't pursue Modern next year, this will definitely be long-lasting bonds that I created and an experience that I'll remember for a very long time. So to move on to professional development, this is probably one of my favorite things that I did this year. I became an official open water scuba diver. So this, I kind of like to split up in two parts. The beginning, it was more like online training, which was about 10 weeks, kind of learning like the verbiage and how to manage my gear, basic underwater skills like safety procedures, what to expect when I'm underwater and in an emergency, right? And then I was able to apply this once I took my test, I passed it, and then I was able to apply this to a controlled diving environment. So the first time I ever went on a dive, it wasn't actually in open water. It was in a pool. It was really warm, and it was like during the winter, so I was very grateful. But it was about a five feet pool, which it wasn't deep at all. But that was, again, like in case if anything happens, since I've never done it before, you know. But I geared up, I got my suit on, I had my tank and everything. I practiced ascending, descending, emergency swimming procedures, different tricks and stuff, which was really good. And then as the last part of getting my certification, I had my testing at Spring Lake in San Marcos. It's right near the Texas State University area. And I completed about 4 underwater dives for, I think the total was 3 to 4 hours underwater. And this was a really great experience because I got to kind of like swim around and explore the lake, which is something I've never been able to do before, but also it was really good in terms of practicing my breathing, which is really important, and then my buoyancy underwater as well. Secondly, I would say this really did expand my network, not in terms of engineering, but in terms of like the diving world. There's a whole realm of diving with a bunch of interesting people from a lot of interesting backgrounds, and I really hope to take advantage of that next year and in the coming years when I continue to develop this skill and go on dives together with this network that I've found. So secondly, I'm also a part of the UTSA Hypersonics Lab, which is directed by Christopher Combs. It's been a great experience so far. I've got a lot of hands-on work. I would say specifically a lot of like machine shop experience. I'm always there. I'm either making diagrams or lab parts. This is me with another undergrad student, Lexi, and she was kind of helped me, guide me through the process of like making a certain part for this research project. And then that's me making a diagram. I think that was like the first diagram I ever made. But so that's been great. A lot of hands-on experience, a lot of CAD experience, designing parts for testing as well. And then I'm also a part of the University Consortium for Applied Hypersonics, which is also known as UCA, which is a huge research platform, and I'm on a research project right now. I can't talk too much about it, but it's been a really great experience for me in terms of gaining hands-on experience, especially in terms of hypersonics and the aerospace industry. And recently I have been in the wind tunnel a lot more. I think I was in this week for testing. I was helping graduate student out, and then I went about 2 weeks ago for our UCA testing. So it's been really fun. It's a long process and a lot of trial and error, but I think, you know, that's all what engineering is about. It's about learning and kind of overcoming those challenges. So yeah, it's been a great experience, and I can't wait to develop this further in the upcoming year and future years as well. So onto service. I've done a few different, I've kind of dabbled around since FSA was like my biggest time consuming activity. I did do a lot of service through them as well. And then I think TSSO was kind of the second one. But to preface, for FSA, I did volunteer at the food bank. This is me with my friends, just volunteering, having a good time. We were giving out food. And then also I did a lot of drives for FSA. There's one called the Ballot Buy-in Box drive, and then the shoe drive, which is where I would donate clothes and shoes to FSA, and then they would donate it off to underadvantaged families in the Philippines. So I thought that was a really great thing that I got to be a part of. Also, this is me with our Adopt a Spot group. Zena was also in our group, but she was the one taking the picture, me, Michael, and Edith. That was a great, I think, bonding experience for the scholars, but also in terms of like doing good for our community too. So I've been keeping up with that. And then I was also a part of the sophomore cohort project, which was creating like a garden irrigation system for Town Twin Village, which is really great. And then something that I'm like most proud of, I think, was the freshman cohort's holiday toy drive. I kind of helped a lot with organizing and communicating with Fernando and staff about kind of how we were gonna go about this. So in the fall semester, we hosted a toy drive. It was a great turnout. It was kind of open to all the scholar programs, and I thought it went really well. And I think for us, in terms of us as a cohort, we're gonna continue this in the upcoming fall semesters that we have until we graduate. And I think the goal is for us to expand it to the entire honors college rather than just the scholar programs as well. So I can't wait to see where that grows. Yes. Okay, fun things. This is like the fun stuff. So these are other things I did this year. I want to start off with, I collect traffic cones. I don't know if y'all know that, but I really like, college is the time to collect all the traffic cones you need. I think I had like about 5 or 6. This is me with all my traffic. I got 2 at a time, which was like crazy. My mom made me get rid of them, but it's okay. And then these 2 pictures up here, that's me falling asleep at practice. I love sleeping so much, and you know, the long hours, you know, just kind of gets to you. And then also, I think I did spend a lot of time with family this year. 2 of my younger cousins celebrated their quinceañeras, so I went to go back to my hometown, Tucson, and celebrate that with them, which was great. And then obviously, I went back home for the holidays. So this is me and my younger brothers flying to Tucson, or I think flying back, and then that's us during Christmas, just making little silly photos. Oh, and then also in terms of family, I took my brother to the Minecraft movie. It was good. It was good. I liked it. But yeah, so just kind of like I've been trying to find ways to like de-stress from school by spending time with family and then with my friends as well. So I've hung out with Zaina a lot this year, which I'm so grateful for. This is us at our Spirit Box concert that we went to, and I like had the pleasure to be a part of Zaina's first concert. And then this is us at a jazz, or like listening to kind of a jazz night, which was really, really fun. And I don't know if they can see it, but I think another thing I've done this year is traveling the city, or like exploring the city a lot more. Fabian and I went to the Dia de los Muertos festival in October, which was really fun. This is a picture. I can like move it, but yeah, see, that's me at there's like an ofrenda right there, and Fabian took the picture. It was like fun. And then I went to a lot of concerts too, like the one with Zaina. I went to go see Deftones in Austin, and then I went to ACL with my mom in October, which was really great. I hung out with my cohort a lot. Dang, I keep moving this, and then it's like a picture that I have. Hold on. Okay, so that's us. We're playing pool up in the top, which I think we try to make a goal to like hang out at least once a semester, especially with our busy schedule. So that's been really great to kind of connect with my program a lot more. And then I also did get to go back to my old high school and meet with my teachers. That's me with Dr. S up there. He's one of the teachers that I'm closest to, and that really inspired my career path. So it was really nice to be able to connect with him again, and some of my other teachers as well. And then, oh, this one is like so important. During Halloween, I dressed up as Tebow for my Carly, and I won the Halloween contest for FSA. So that's like me celebrating with my donuts on my stick. I don't know, it was so funny. And yeah, just I think being spontaneous, hanging out with friends, going out, I think has been really helpful in terms of de-stressing and decompressing. I'm very, very extroverted for that. Like I think hanging out with people really relaxes me. So yeah, it's been a lot of adventures this year, but I think there's a lot more to come for sure. Oh, click on it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so future plans. This is what here's some like current goals that I have, and then for the summer and then for the fall as well. So before I start, I do want to preface, I didn't put it on here just because it's kind of still up in the air, but I am applying to the Texas Civic Ambassadors program. I'm working on my essays right now and kind of plan to hash those out over the weekend. So I think that'll be really fun opportunity. If I do get it, to kind of expand my education into civic engagement a little bit more, which is something I'm really passionate about. But for the summer, which I'm super excited about, I'm going to be studying abroad in Prague in the Czech Republic. It's right in the heart of Europe. I will be advancing my degree by taking Calculus 3, but I'll also be taking a FUM course. Hopefully, if I get it, it's called Food Anthropology, and I'll be exploring like Czech food and Czech culture and kind of like the societal impact behind that. So I'm really, really excited. I think it'll be a great experience for me. And then in the lab, I got asked if I wanted to learn computational fluid dynamics, which is this really, I think, niche topic in engineering that not a lot of engineers have this skill, but I think it would be really great if I were to expand my education in this way. they offered to pay for my training. So hopefully that like pans out. I know I'm gonna be gone over the summer, but we're trying to kind of work out the schedule with that right now. So that'll be a great opportunity for me to kind of expand my hands-on experience for engineering. And then I just recently got my ground school paid for, which is the first step in obtaining my pilot's license. So that'll be really, really great. I'm so excited about it. I can't stop smiling. But this is kind of my next step. I think in terms of where I want to go aerospace wise, and in terms of my astronaut career, we'll see where that goes. But yeah, so over the summer I'll be working on my online courses and expanding, kind of dipping my toes into flight school as well. So yeah. And then for the fall, I'm going to be starting my minor in astronomy and astrophysics, which I'm really, really excited about. I'm going to so I just finished my like prereq classes, which were my physics courses, but now I'm going to be actually starting on the coursework, which I will be starting with fundamentals of astronomy this year. And I think I've kind of made the goal to like at least take one minor class a semester, and I'll be finished before I graduate. So I'm really excited about that. And then also for the lab, I hope to participate in the UCA flight design competition. Me and a few other undergraduates are kind of getting together we're very in like the very early stages, but the goal is to create this flight proposal for research. And then if our proposal wins, we'll be able to design and test our model at the Army Research Lab and Kubrick, which I think will be really, really great. And then during the fall, willing that I do complete my ground school over the summer, which is a goal of mine, I can continue my the next steps of getting my pilot's license, and that would be my in-person flight hours. So hopefully over the fall I can be doing my hours and getting them up to hopefully be certified by the end of this semester. So yeah. Thank you guys, and if you have any questions, I'm here. So yeah.
So Kenzie, just want to say I'm very proud of you. It looks like you had a very fantastic first year at UTSA. You're always doing cool things, so I'm super excited to help support those avenues too. Also, I know when you mentioned in fall that you were going to do the FSA Modern Team, I was a little hesitant because of the time commitment, but you made it work, right? Somehow, some way, you hear a lot that engineers, don't have the time to do a lot of extracurricular activities, but you made it work. And so that's kudos to you, and congrats on a very successful year. Very proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't know if Dr. S or Mom, if you want to say anything. I don't know, Dr. S, if you can hear me, if you want to unmute and say anything. Okay, if not, y'all can go ahead and.
Oh, yes, Sam.
Okay, I have a lot to say. Okay, Mackenzie, I'm so proud of you. Okay, here's the thing that's been on my mind during your presentation. I remember walking out of like TSV the very first week of school and you telling me, I don't know if I'm gonna do this lab, I don't know if I'm gonna do dance, and I'm so proud of you for going through with both of those things. I think that one of the things I've seen you do this year that I've literally never seen anyone ever do as much as you is like your follow through. Like you have an idea and you see it through. At first, scuba was a thought in your mind, and now you've done it. And now you're talking about pilot school, and you're talking about all of these amazing things. Even like, I don't know, you tell yourself like, I'm gonna study, I'm gonna get this assignment done today, and you get it done. And so you just have the commitment. That is such a skill, that is such an admirable thing about you, and it's one of the things that makes you so vibrant. You are also just such a valuable part of our community. I think you are one of those people who is like glue, like people, you're a magnet, you're just everything. There is so much richness within you. You live your life so fully. I've learned that so much from you. And your friendship has been one of the most unexpected and one of the best things that has happened to me this year. I really wish I could just go back and like, the first time I met you with selection or those conversations the first few weeks of school, I didn't realize how many memories we would share together. And just how much beauty I would see in you and how much kindness you would give me, and allow me to share in your beautiful and vibrant journey. And so thank you for being my friend and for being so smart and teaching me and bringing me muffins and tea and listening to me all the time. And so I'm just so proud of you. You're going to do everything you set your mind to. I have no doubt next year you're gonna be like, yeah, I explored a volcano. Like, I actually already went to space. So
Don't play with me, 'cause I'm gonna put that on the list.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you have a list and you're gonna see it through. And so don't underestimate yourself and don't listen to anybody who tells you that your dreams aren't possible because you've already achieved so many things that other people would have talked themselves out of.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Any other questions, comments?
No volcanoes.
Yeah, Patrick.
Oh, it's been like so cool seeing you. I mean, the fact that you managed your first semester to manage like the amount of dance you were doing and engineering coursework and everything else, like the lab, blows my mind. There's no way that like it's just incredible. It's really, really cool. And there's a lot I could say, but I just hope you know, like in the lab, you know, when people talk about you, sometimes grad students will talk about like projects and they'll talk about like what undergrads and what's on there. You are so well respected in
Wow.
that group of people. And you deserve it. They see all of the cool things about you. It really shows.
I
And
appreciate
you
that.
make great friends too, so.
Anyone? Oh, yes, sorry.
It's really been an honor sharing the ability to be in the freshman cohort with you and just how you're able to bring everyone together and the energy you bring to the cohort. I just really want to say you've inspired me to be better, just seeing all the things you're doing. I'm like, why can't I do that too? Let me go do like a million different things at once and be as great as Kenzie can be. So I really want to thank you for being able to be an inspiration to the people around you and even the people older and younger than you are.
Thank you, guys.
I'll go.
Oh, yes.
So when I first met Kenzie was at selection and we had a mishap in our schedule and I ended up having to talk with her for about like an hour, 2 hours. And to be honest, on my side of things, it was more of a, how can I reel you in so you stay at UTSA instead of going to different universities,
Yeah.
like I think Michigan was one. And I'm really happy that the program decided to allow you to grow here. And everything you said at selection and the people that you met at selection, you followed through with. And you can see it through your lab with Dr. Combs. I mean, you should, I don't know if you were you there? You should have seen her at the table.
I know.
She took over the table that she did not allow anybody else to speak, which is a good thing. But the thing was, you kept everybody like engaged with you and everything you said, the year talks about sustainability, incredible. And I'm really proud of you and I'm always gonna be looking out to see what Kenzie's doing. And then for the scuba thing, I didn't even know you were doing that. And that's incredible. If you do wanna like exercise that diving license, one of the service projects that Patrick and I did, keeping Canyon Lake beautiful.
Yes.
They do
yes,
the underwater dive team and they go and clean up Canyon Lake. So I would definitely recommend you try to apply for that.
For
That'd
sure.
be awesome for you to see you there doing that.
Yeah, I heard about that and they have a similar program in the First Spring Lake at San Marcos but instead of like cleaning it up, they like plants underwater. So that now that you mentioned that, I would definitely look into that too because it's a little bit closer. So thank you.
Yeah, of course. Good job.
You.